Welcome to BCB Live. Yes, we are that safest station in the nation. Good morning. Welcome to BCB Live. We're the safest station in the nation. Sir Rick here, just wishing you a great day. And it's always good to be here in front of you. And behind me, trying to get a little too comfortable, is Drive Safe Dave.
I'm very comfortable in safety, Sir Rick. I'm okay with coming out here on safety at BCB Live, the safest station in the nation, and making sure that everybody hears a little bit more about being safe.
You know what? We've got to continue to talk about safety. We have to live safety. You've got to live it out there on the road, and you've got to live it inside that dispatch office. And Drive Safe Dave, let's talk a little bit about the 35-mile-an-hour speed turn thing, right? What is that?
Conditions for rollover possible in speeds excess of 35 miles an hour.
Where do you see that at?
Turns, like exiting freeways, you know how they do the button hooks, things like that, in which you're coming at a much higher rate of speed, and then you've got to make a sharp turn or something like that. Also, it happens on freeways and stuff where you're going around like an embankment. And they usually don't just put these up by just because they think it might happen. A lot of the times they've been put up because trucks have rolled over.
Gotcha, yes. And they put those up because it's happened. They're warning you like, hey, you won't be the first one. Yeah. It's happened before, but hey, we're telling you this area is like, Dave, have you ever rolled a truck over?
No.
Ever?
No.
Seriously?
No, but.
Closest?
Huh?
Ever came close?
I think I've gotten some wheels off of the ground on one
We break
side.
this moment. We at Drive Safe Dave has a personal phone call. Dave, go ahead and answer that.
I got it off. I turned it off. I thought I had turned it. I guess I turned it on. You know how you do. I guess it was off.
I didn't mean to turn you on.
Look at him. He's
I know, brother. And sometimes it happens on that. Hey, we're going to come back. It is the eve of the eve of the eve of the eve of Driver Appreciation Week. It is almost there, and we're ready, and we're going to talk a little bit about it because, Dave, we have some truck stops that are out there participating. We have some trucking associations, and certainly, I bet you have a company of your own that's celebrating you, the driver. It is Driver Appreciation Week next week. We're coming back to that with a little bit that and more on BCB Live.
The safest station in the nation. We'll be right back.
What if it was different? We get a bad rap from those pesky lawyers. I'm David Dover. The Sledge. It ain't pretty when you get detained at the shipper or receiver for hours on end. How many holidays did you spend over the road away from the family? Call David Dover, the Sledgehammer, to report a driver that's done something right.
Welcome back to BCB Live. It's the safest station in the nation. Drive Safe Dave on Sunday. Sunday is the first day of the week. I know you don't believe that, Drive Safe, but
it's on the 7th day. That was the day of rest, right?
That was Saturday.
Was that the first day?
That was Saturday.
Did we take a rest? Did God rest on the first day?
I don't know, Dave. You know what? I'm not going down that road with you right now. Hey, but we do have a couple of truck stops that are participating this year, as they always do, in Driver Appreciation. Dave, tell us a little bit about the TA.
Okay, yeah, the TA out in Terrell, along with the Texas Trucking Association, they're going to be doing something particular out there at that Terrell location at the 298 or 299 right out there. And what they're going to be doing is they're going to be doing cookouts, cornhole tournaments, goodie bags, thank you cards with coupons, window washes, and truck mid and free tire inspections. Let me tell you, as you well know, across the country, you're going to have TAs, guys out, helping you with windshields, helping you at the pump, and helping out all over the country. And Love's also is going to be doing their own brand, all locations, right? This is
TA as well. TA's doing all locations. The TXTA, the Texas Trucking Association. Hey, very proud of what you do for those folks here in Texas, the way you get involved in the government affairs as well. Hey, Dave, they're doing this specific in the Terrell, city of Terrell.
In the city of Terrell.
Yeah. Terrell is what I like to call on behalf of Terrell Owens.
It is not Terrell.
It was named after Terrell Owens.
It was not.
That's why I call it Terrell for
City
certain.
was founded 150 years ago. All right, so, and then, by the way, also out there at different Loves across the country, make sure if you do pop in there, get your consumable products for up to $5 in value. Take advantage of the program that they got going out there.
What's a consumable product, Drive Safe, Dave? For those of us that don't know, what is a consumable product?
Like any food item, bottled water.
I'm just asking
you can
a
get
question.
drink or food. Right?
$5 at the Loves. What are you going to get for $5? What is your best dollar spent with $5? Here we go.
Pepsi and a hot dog.
Pepsi and a hot dog. We knew that was going to be said right there. Hey, Dave, a little trivia for you.
Come on.
TA. Why isn't it called the TCA?
The Travel Centers of America. Why is it called TA? Because Travel Centers is one word.
Gotcha. So you capitalize two letters in one word?
Just
I think it's fake news on that. It was probably already taken from the TCA. Hey, but Dave, speaking of those truck stops, hey, listen, there is this is over the last month. I wanted us to kind of see this actually last 3 months. You see that fuel just jump up. Dave, it's at $4.47 today per gallon. We're not going to see a decrease in fuel anytime soon.
No, I don't anticipate a decrease in fuel anytime soon. In fact, Russia and OPEC yesterday announced that they are going to continue to make cuts in the production of oil to keep prices high so they can continue to drive profits up across the world economy.
Yeah, and Dave, for a country, I mean, it's just too bad that we here in America, that we have no other way to get this other than going out and buying. We don't have any resources of our own.
We do have resources.
What?
We have West Texas crude.
What?
But really, the world market, and even though they produce a lot of food. Remember, this is a world market. This isn't just a supermarket that you've got over there in Terrell. This is actually world market, world based, world pricing. Oil by barrel. They're bought and sold on futures. And which means that you go out and you buy what you think it's going to sell for in the future.
Should we produce more oil here in the States, Dave? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes? Gotcha. Boy, I expected to get a maybe or maybe not.
No, we should pump it up, and we should pump it up. But let's be honest, Sir Rick, they don't exactly hate it when oil prices are up higher. When they're pumping crude, right?
No, I get it. Yeah,
I
get it, right?
You want to drive your own prices
$90
down.
or whatever. Yeah, they love to see that part, right? Hey, Dave, we're going to go take a quick break. We're going to come back. We do have some weather that's getting ready to hit.
Absolutely.
Out there in the ocean. We we had
a little bit of a disagreement. And by the way, I'm going to give you a little bit of a trivia on names of hurricanes and where they come from.
Oh, all that coming up next?
All that coming up next.
Wow. If you ever had a reason to join back in, that's the reason right there. We'll see you in about 30. You better just take a 30-second break because this is going to take a little while. Trivia on names coming up next on BCB Live. Rick Larkin here, host of BCB Live, the safest station in the nation. If you don't already know about Freight and Review, it's a segment I cover once a week where I analyze freight rejections, freight tenders, driver productivity, and much, much more. You can watch Freight and Review on LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe today and follow BCB Live. All right, Dave, you asked and now we're waiting on it. Give us some history, some trivia answers, I guess, on the names.
So first of all, one of the main reasons is why they name storms, why they give them personal names, is because multiple hurricanes can occur within a given season and at a given time. We can actually have 2 or 3 hurricanes going on at the same time. So what it does is it alleviates some of the confusion when you're talking about a specific hurricane. Instead of saying ML2-7709, it's better just to call it Lee, right?
Got it. Makes sense.
So that's one of the reasons. And by the way, all hurricane names are on a 6-year cycle.
Okay.
They're the same names, and they rotate every year. And the only time they retire a name of a hurricane is if the devastation, destruction, and death rate is high enough that it warrants not ever utilizing that name again. Katrina is one of them. They'll never have another Katrina again.
And why the female names, Josh? Is it because they have attitudes in general? The women are just mean and they get all these things. Is that the reason why?
Actually, the names rotate. Every other hurricane is either a male or a female name. They always rotate. So Lee is actually the male name of the hurricane. So anyway, they rotate. So, and you can look it up on the web. They have a 6-year cycle, and they cross them out as they go. So that's what they do. And those names will rotate every 6 years. And that's done by the World Meteorological Society.
Wow.
And they're the ones that decide that every time, and as the hurricanes and as the tropical storms come.
Yeah, it's a pretty exclusive club there, that WMS, right?
Yeah,
it's,
it is, and you know what? The United States is a member. and these are mostly these are North Atlantic storms, and they also occur out in the West Pacific. But most of these are, that's how they name them, and that's how it comes about. Most people are always curious. I just didn't know if you were ever curious exactly what transpired.
Never curious at all.
Also, this storm right now is projected to be a super major hurricane by Monday at 1 a.m.
It hits the States when?
We don't know.
Gotcha.
Right now, they don't know what it will do. They're hoping that it turns completely, rotates all the way out, it goes back out to the Atlantic, and maybe only brushes like Bermuda and/or Turks and Caicos.
But I did see this weekend we expect the winds to get up to maybe as high as 150 on that. But Dave, what's that hitting? Is that still mainly in the water? Is that going over some of the, what is that going over?
Bermuda. It may go over Bermuda. It may go out there, Turks and Caicos, those islands out there that are out there in the eastern
Is there any
Atlantic.
chance it goes away in the triangle?
Doubt it. Doubt very seriously that it's going to. This is one of the reasons why the triangle is so dangerous, because of things that go out there like this.
Gotcha. All right. Hey, Dave, let's not take a break, Dave. Let's just keep going here through the show. Let's talk a little weather right now.
Okay, so I will tell you that we do have that heat dome that's continuing to persist. You and I have both hated it. We've had it going on, and it continues to go over in the southwest. It's actually right over here. Over here, we're still seeing some of the high pressure systems. Look at the thunderstorms possible up on the national seaboard. You got to be careful, got to understand what's going on. They are going to get some relief later in the week in the Northeast. Our relief comes in. When, Sir Rick?
It looks like Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. We
talking
have temperatures in the 80s for the high.
I know, possibly 70 on Thursday. 78 is the high. I've already thought about just walking every day when the temperatures are that.
You know what, Dave? And here, we'll just take one more look here at the weather, kind of just outlining what you're saying. It's going to be another scorcher here in Texas. It is going to be
in this whole Texas region, triple digits today, tomorrow, and possibly into Saturday.
I mean, what do you do when it's this hot outside, Dave?
You try, first of all, you get out of the sunlight. Get out of the shade, protect yourself from the sun because it is punishing out there. Number 2, you hydrate frequently, often, and over again. Make sure that you got plenty of water. Second, take breaks. When you get too hot, make sure you see the symptoms, the signs, and what's dangerous about heat exhaustion and what's dangerous about heat stroke. Listen, you may be the one person that can save somebody else's life by identifying some of the symptoms in somebody else. Not only yourself, but if somebody seems confused, dizzy, or things like that, you might want to get them out of the sun and get them cooled off.
So, I know what that confused look looks like when we're having meetings inside the conference room. Big time confused on that. And Dave, speaking of breaks, we've all known it. We've said it here a million times. Hey, you got a break when we hired you. So we all know that part right there. Hey, Dave, anything out there we're talking about with the drivers? I know you brought it up a little bit, but when they're out there on that pavement, Dave, it's even hotter, right?
Oh, yeah. You're talking about temperatures can exceed 130 degrees. And let me tell you, stay out of the sun, stay out of the sunshine. And when you do get out there, make it short-term breaks. You know, when you go do your pre-trip, I do know that it's hot. But you know what? When you're done with your pre-trip, get back in the truck or get somewhere where it's cool when you concluded your work.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this too. Instead of ordering that Pepsi and a hot dog like Drive Safe, get you a water on that today. Right? Get a water on that. There's just something about that heat and Pepsi that really doesn't go well together.
They really don't. Soda water isn't exactly the greatest thing in the world for you health-wise. I'm just saying make sure you always balance and take into moderation anything that you eat or drink out there. I mean, it's really a good idea.
All right, time to come clean. Are you getting some kind of sponsorship from Pepsi and Oscar Mayer maybe? I don't know what it is about the hot dog and Pepsi and you, but there's
years of practice. CB handle talk. You got to have the necessary information to be successful out there on the road. I can trust me. You talk to a few drivers out there. They've taken dogs off the rollers and they've had maybe some successful out there curbing some of that appetite as you get hit and get it.
Hey, so next week we do have driver appreciation, but before that, we want to remind you tomorrow, just a great show. Dave, who's our guest tomorrow?
Our guest tomorrow
Sheriff
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, let me tell you, this guy.
Sheriff Lamb.
Yeah, Sheriff Lamb. He's coming in tomorrow, and we've already sent out over, we express mailed him a deal to get it up on the deal. I want to make sure that that's up.
Awesome.
And so we can have BCB live on his ceiling in his truck.
Sheriff Lamb, for those of you that don't know him, he's the real deal.
Oh.
He is running for state senate. Kayla, I'm going to ask you, I don't know if we do or do we not, but do we have anything that we can kind of show with Sheriff Lamb yet or no? No, nothing today. That's okay. Hey, Sheriff Lamb, look him up on Instagram.
He's great.
Right? Look him up on Facebook, on LinkedIn. And if you're from Arizona, I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there right now. Vote for Sheriff Lamb, Pena County Sheriff, running for state senate.
That's awesome. Running for the inside the state senate or running for U.S. Senate?
U.S. Senate.
U.S. Senate.
Yes, U.S. Senate.
He's going to try to be one of the 2 U.S. senators out of Arizona. Wow, big deal.
So we'll have him on here tomorrow. We'll talk a little bit about border. We'll talk safety.
Absolutely.
Dave, we may even talk some of the container wall that we saw out there in Arizona as well.
Absolutely.
See what he knows on that. Hey, we will see you tomorrow, though. Make today the safest day ever. Make sure that you make it back home safe, home to your terminal and home to your family. God bless, and you all take care.
See you all tomorrow. Be safe, everybody.